All right, let's have a run of this Forged Alliance game. So replay, pretty high level. Team 1 is 1660 average rating. Team 2 is 1658. In other words, with just 2 points between the two teams, I'd expect this to be a real high rated game. And indeed, we see it's actually 100%. I'm not actually sure I've ever seen a 100% rated game before. Yet, here we have it. So as the game begins, let's go through the players. And just slow it down a tad. There we go. So on Team 1, we've got Blast Chilled down here in the UEF, and he's a good one. Here we have Achieved Jaguar in blue, Cybran. And then further back in the so-called rear guard, we've got Wesh. Turn that down on 1613 rating, sorry, for Wesh. And last but not least for Team 1 in grey, we've got Aeon. It's Genstad 1123, so he's the Joe. Wesh is high-end, mid-range, low pro. These two are both pros, Achieve and Blast Chilled. So up top on front position, opposite to Achieve Jaguar, we've got Turbo, or Turbo 2 even, Red Simon, 1863. So he's got about 100 rating higher than his counterpart. But over here, we've got Feed and Seed in pink. It's Seraphim. We can speed that up a little now. He's on 1783. Arguably his counterpart here, Achieved Jaguar. So he's actually several hundred points below Achieved Jaguar, being by far out and ahead with 2126. This guy here, 1783. Just to give you an idea, that might sound like 500 near enough rating points. That is huge when it's at this level. The difference between a 500 rating and a 1000 rating player is already quite big, but when you get higher up the ratings, the differences get bigger and bigger. In the back rear air, we've got F. Odin. Let's call him Fodin, 1540 in white. He's UEF. And then last but not least in rear air guard for the top team, Teams 2, we've got Mad Enter, which I believe is the German word for duck, and he is in yellow, 1453. So every position, top team win, apart from this discrepancy here, where the bottom team have the edge, and they have about 500 points over. And all in all, again, it's a perfectly balanced game. 2 points between the two. Team 1, which is the one down here, do have that 2-point advantage. And when I see Team 1 is the point down there, I'm actually talking nonsense, because Team 1 is the yellow one, which is up top. So forget what I said. I always like Team 1 should always be down here attacking this way. Team, you know, I work left to right and then top to bottom. And this is, you know, when it's back to front, when it's right to left, but also top to bottom, it's always like, well, which way round do you go? And in this case, Team 1, Team 2. So enough of the palaver, let's get in, see what's going on. So Chief Jaguar, he's gone Land Factory Air. He's got the Hydro out nice and quick. He's got his initial mass points. He's doing the attack moves. He's trying to get the tree clumps without damaging them. Same here, manual reclaim. He's making a run for... Oh, look at that attack move to reclaim that. That is what a pro does. That is nice. I like that. Not only does it save him that bit of distance, it just saves those 10 seconds. I really, really like that. I've not seen that before. That's, guess why I'm 1,000 rating below him. Here's the orange. I used to be really good at this game, by the way. When I played it 10 years ago proper. I played it full-time proper. Here we've got Welsh already upgrading. We've got a scout over from Foden. Let's have a little look what the teams can see. So this is top team view, and they're scouting plenty. They should now have identified this guy, although if it's only going to the reclaim, not really much they can do. I'm going to guess that this plane here is locked on. Yeah, look at that. It's locked on. So he's hoping to get a lucky kill. Let's see if the lower team has got anything on the scope yet. And yeah, they've got one scout going over now, although it's already been shot down, so it's got a little bit of a view. So initial intel, the point definitely goes to the top team, but that's no surprise because, again, they've got one guy here and 3 guys here on the plus side. So my predictions, I've absolutely not seen this game. I don't even know if it don't desync, so obviously if it does desync, you won't be seeing this. If you are seeing this, then rest assured it doesn't desync. But because I haven't seen it, I don't know who wins. So prediction, I would guess, based on the even Stevenness of it all, but the disproportionate skill that this one player has here, I would say if this guy can take out 1 or 2 of their players, this team will win. These players clearly have to prioritize this guy. And I think Achieved Jaguar, that is. And I think Achieved Jaguar will be aware that basically if they kill him, it's highly likely that Team 1 are going to win. If Achieved Jaguar can knock out 1 or 2 of these players, then I would suggest it's going to go the other way. So whether that's right or not, we shall see. Got the first bit of little action coming in here. The first combat on combat kill, a bomber versus a tank. This kill quite here is quite important. This kind of stuff where a bomber takes out an engineer that's working on naval factories. And then I would say these targets are priority. Because again, if your navy can start messing around with them and you're able to kill their... Yeah, look, here he comes. You're able to kill their stuff. Oh, he needs to get that bomb away. Nice kill. Nice pickup. That's huge. Okay, the factory just got finished, but that's going to hold the rest of that production up, especially with these lot being taken out here. Meanwhile, Grey down here has been able to continue unmolested. He's already on his 4th factory. He has to exploit this. Here we see a frigate passing a frigate. Okay. Meanwhile, we've got Achieved Jaguar on the front. Heads up versus Turbo. And Blast Chilled working on Navy over here. Counting Feed and Seed. Looks like Wesh is dipping a toe in, whereas his counter Foden is not. So far, that seems to be the main difference between the two teams. We've got both dipping in the field here. This is a map gen game, by the way. I like Feed and Seed, him getting his commander involved there. Although, let's turn that down a tad. Although Blast Childer's got his navy up here quicker, I would suggest with this kind of production value operational here, there's a chance that Feed and Seed can overrun this guy. I think there's a lot hangs off how the first battle goes between these two navy, because whoever wins it can then more than likely get their engineers into reclaim, and in my opinion then that is huge. So none of them are going to risk giving that away, but this might tip the difference. Like if Wesh just goes T2 and puts a couple of shield boats over and these two are equal, that's it. This team wins just with a couple of shield boats. Wow. Okay, what we got here? 4 frigate, and look at that. That's the thing. If you go just frigate spam, 1 sub is all the other team needs, and that's it. You're all dead. So I don't understand why you don't just mix. Even if you like your frigates, just mix the odd sub in, because otherwise you're basically losing 4 for nothing. And by the way, split these forces up. Otherwise this one guy can just chase you around all day. Split them up. Nice. There's the sub to counter. Brilliant. And he gets the first shot off free. Oh no. while this guy was reloading based on a ship. Hopefully he can get that kill for being first in. And he achieves it. Just very nice. Chief Jaguar has got the gun. And looks like we might be getting our first bit of action down the central causeway. I like this. It's like a really fat modified Saturns clutch. It's like the islands are smaller, but the causeway's fatter. It's a nice idea. And again, for an auto-gen map, like, pretty cool, right? What this means is you can't push in too far if the other team has both navies. And so I guess the Chief Jaguar is aware that, yes, it's nice to be at the front, but this doesn't surprise me. He doesn't want to risk his team screwing something up and getting cut off. He's aware that the other team have got stronger players all round. Yeah. At this point, Turbo 2 is going to want to get involved. I'm surprised he didn't notice that. Let's have a little look what he can see. Yeah, he's got to be aware now. That's a con with gun. He's got more units there. Panic time. Big time. This guy really needs to ensure that Turbo don't get completely bullied out here. Otherwise, this could be an early collapse for Team 1. Let's go back to overall view. Top pond still posturing. Bottom pond a little more than posturing. They're starting their probing attacks here and there. Urgently, you need Turbo needs to ensure this doesn't collapse, and it's going to be really difficult with the commander and this army here. He's already got a TMD defense there, but nothing more thing. Turbo's basically in bother at this. I'm not sure what this is about. Nice bombing run. Yeah, Turbo's getting caught up by his own units at this point. Looks like he's got just enough to... With these bombers, this is critical. These bombers that have had like 3 or 4 free passes have been absolutely critical in this attack. Even though he's outnumbered, you see every time one of these bombs comes off, it's basically taking the equivalent of 1 or 2 units out every time. That's hit the balance because on land he was outnumbered. This PD is huge. Alright, it's only going to tickle the commander, but targeted at T1, especially artillery, that's huge. And he's managed so far to hold this. They need to... This here, you need to work together, the top team, Team 1. If they lose this, and look at Chief Jaguar is expanding all the time, this is going to get difficult. I'm surprised he didn't push that. And he's left a ton of reclaim for Turbo. I think a Chief Jaguar is aware that he could get surrounded here. We've got air. He's in plenty of health, but you've always got to be thinking, my team don't have air dom. There could be a snipe coming. And I think that's why Chief Jaguar was running away. Yes, the T1 bombers ain't going to kill him instantly, but there could be something on the cards. It's easy time after 12 minutes that a few T2 ships could come. And if you don't have air dom and you know that you can't shoot them down instantly, well, you know they're going to get 2, maybe 3 passes. You've got to run. I agree with a Chief Jaguar there. Obviously, with our view, we can see there was no need for him to run off. Thank goodness for Turbo. He gets a few T2 units in to guard the front, and he's immediately back on the case rebuilding down here. I am just strongly concerned. These guys need to work together here. This here is a waste of units. This is like getting suckered in and bore sighting. If we were flying an air combat game, we would say you're getting bore sighted. You're so busy chasing one guy down that you forget to look what's going on around you, and people pick you off that way all the time. Those of you that have flown air-to-air in any method will know that. Yeah, so this is what he's done. I actually thought Chief might cut him off, but in fact no. He just walks through the door that was left wide open. Guys, you've got to work together. You need to move your... Yeah. There's the tech too. That was critical that they killed it there. These torpedo launchers are the only thing that's protecting this base. Yeah, he's moved wisely another one further back. I would say at this point you realise that the Navy is kind of not going your way. Push the advantage that you've got. You've seen that Mids run away. Wherever he went, you don't know. Push. Push. Let's have a quick look what top team and bottom team can see. So top team are well aware that there's a bunch of factories going on down here. They've got a T3 spy plane going over, so they know everything. Let's look at bottom team. They're also aware where the factories are, but looks like their info's a bit out of date. Top one's still posturing. Neither of them wants to risk an all or nothing. Because that's what's going to happen, right? There's only going to be one winner when these two go in. They're going to grab the reclaim, and it's basically all over. This... Oh, we've now got T2 Exodus class from Grey. And we've even got Perp getting involved there. We've got one from Blast chilled on the right, even though he's focusing on left. Whether that... Oh, he is adding Navy. I think the UEF for the jammer purposes, which is obviously very different from stealth, but the jammer is like confusing the enemy. Look at this. With that T2 destroyer, he's just getting free shots in for free. Yeah, not looking good. Here we got some ASF. Looks like there's around 10. Oh, and here's the first scrap. ASF. Numbers look pretty even. And both of them microing well. They're both losing pretty much even numbers. Odin's slightly closer, able to get that reinforcement in. He runs away with 4. The other guy only had 4. That running away was a mistake. Oh, he's chasing the strat. Okay, the strat gets 1 T2 kill. Was that worth it? No. No. Because you basically rebuild this for half price with the damage and reclaim the strat. I would say if you could take out 2 mechs with storage, then the strat at least economically was worth it. Was the micro worth it? Well, you've always got to consider the other guy had some micro to deal with it. And again, air-wise, very, very even numbers here. It's critical that Odin get a kill here. And he does. Now he's in danger of... Oh, this SAM site is huge. That buys... Oh, that's such important minute there. This is huge, this SAM site. Basically, that cost Wesh getting air supremacy right there, that SAM site. This lets Odin build up. Yeah, okay. That was huge. Meanwhile, front south side is collapsing. Team 1's south side is collapsing. Looks like Team 2... Yeah, this is huge. These 2 cruisers in the back able to lob these long-range shots in. If these can start picking off this naval factory, there is a chance that Feed and Seed may help win south side back from across the pond. Not something you see very often, but it looks like it's possible. Look at the range here. I like that Turbo managed to get a couple of destroyers out. That is huge from this. But yeah, you see how such an important move was. And it actually looks like his commander's got the torpedo upgrade, which it has. That is huge as well. I wonder if he's got the stealth on or not. No, they know he's there. Or maybe he does have stealth. Maybe they only saw him when they had visual. Let's try and get a confirm on that. Yeah, because, yeah. Look, he's disappeared again, but they still see these other ships. Okay, so there's a chance he might have stealth and the torpedo, which is huge. He can base... Obviously, they're going to have known that now and probably storing up some torpedo bombers. But put in a nutshell, he has just saved his bottom side there. Meanwhile, it's all kicking off up top. Exchange is fairly even. Serra destroyers never miss. Never miss. And so their huge advantage, despite not having quite the range of the enemy, is if they keep wiggling around, it makes it hard for the enemy to hit with projectiles, and these instantaneous beam weapons never miss. And so any good Serra player will always wiggle their navy around when in a combat. And that's what you see him doing. He's got his T1 up front, and were it not for this shield boat, Feed and Seed would have already won that by now, and it is definitely going Feed and Seed's way. Here you see these single shot destroyers. The projectile has to travel over and then hit. Yeah, he urgently needs more T1 spam. Meanwhile, down south, thanks to Tex's torpedo upgrade and this very... Oh my goodness. He's already up to T3. That's huge. If he can knock that T3 out before these have chance to recover, there is a chance that Team 1, having initially lost what's going on up here, might be able to dominate. You see, Tex has already got all his engineers in here reclaiming all this stuff. That is huge economically. If we have a look here, he's already reclaimed most of it, but these huge amounts of mass all going into his coffers. Navy is such expensive mass-wise, but if you can get that reclaim in, it's just basically you steamroll forward, you pick up the reclaim, it builds even more, you steamroll more, you get more reclaim, and on and on and on. It's like it's a positive trend in your way if you can keep it going, and obviously if you lose it, it goes the other way, and it's what makes Navy... I mean, it's the same on land, right? But Navy, it's more pronounced because of the values of the ships are so much higher than land units. Yeah, this is huge. I really thought that the South team were going to win this, but I got to give it Tex with that torpedo upgrade, the ability to attack those runs here and there with the ships. We've got a bunch of torpedo bombers here. They're going to one-shot any T2 unit they go after. In this case, the torpedo bomber. The destroyer. And they're not going to get a second pass. I don't think he minds, even though the destroyer was half dead. I just think he wanted to ensure that he got that kill there. I'm surprised that they didn't stick around to get these torpedo bombers. These are basically going to get free shots on these destroyers. He can't let these guys go. So torpedo bombers coming the other way, and there's the T3. It's got 44,000 hit points on it. It's got about 1,000 missing versus these frigates that have got just shy of 2,000. So this thing now is going to be able to pick things off at range. You just can't let yourself get swarmed by these, because you're going to waste... If you're firing at these, it's a waste of your shot. You need to be taking out T2 or the factories, ideally, with that. This is a nicely positioned destroyer here. Meanwhile, up top, how's it going? 50-50. We've got smaller numbers down bottom, but we do have slightly more tech. I don't know how that's going to work. These torpedo bombers are going to make a huge difference. They've just got a one shot on a destroyer. If they get another pass and be able to take another one out, and it looks like they're gonna... Right, that was huge right there. Yeah, they just got 2 destroyers for 5 torp bombers. And there's a couple left getting a third. Yeah, that was important. I'm really concerned for Team 2 now in the South Pond. Top team seems to have air dominance, is sending aircraft in, torpedoes, bombers, rolling around with more or less impunity. You cannot... When you're already up against the wall with this kind of navy, in my opinion, at this point, it's time to... He's already doing it. He's already thinking, this is lost. Let's not waste any more eco on this. Let's reclaim what we can and redirect our eco. I mean, clearly this base is lost as well. Chief Jaguar is aware of that. I would say, yeah, look, he's basically trying to get what he can for this. upgrade his mechs over here, go plan B. And I concur. Problem is, he's got to wave bye-bye to this entire eastern seaboard, which, you know, there's quite a bit of eco here. There's more over here. And this whole area is going to be hard to defend. Yeah. Pretty stalemate in mid. I just think both players know if they commit over the halfway point, Navy is going to choke them off, right? I mean, top side, the Team 1 Navy's clearly winning, especially on this side, big time. On this side, it was 50-50. What we got here, a bunch of T1 bombers, and just wondering what they're planning to do. See, they've got a solitary waypoint there. We've got spy planes. They're going to pick them up. That's going to be a easy kill for these T3, and there they are. They're already moving in. Oh no, it's T1, but I don't think they're going to get anything done. Clearly their objective is to thin out the engineering production on this. Did they even get a single bomb off? No. Close though, but yeah, they were just trying to slow up production. There was no... Oh, this might make a difference. We've got a T3 battleship and an aircraft carrier. In the nick of time, that'll at least slow the roll. Look at these one-shots just taken out. And I like this shields, these T2 shield vehicles. This is just going to tangle up these things. Here we got some torpedo bombers coming in. They get killed nice. I like this flak mix here as well. This could be a mistake from Odin. That was a mistake. Yeah. He loses a bunch of aircraft there for free. You've got to keep on with your ships. Janstead, the lowest rated by far, keeping the south side in the pond for now, but he's losing it. He's forgotten about this ship. And yeah, he loses that ship out there because he forgot about it. Yeah, there it goes. Looks like he hangs on to this base for another minute or so. Meanwhile, up top, it would seem finally Blast Chilled is making progress. Again, these UFO shield boats making all the difference. He's rolling in, so we've certainly got a rotation action going on in the sea. Just as Team 1 pushes through on the south side, Team 1 pushes up on the north, or Team 2 rather. And with it, center half for both teams starts to get thinned out. So basically this is a real nice no man's land. Let's have a quick look in base. We've got basically got mass and energy and air. Mass energy, we've got the quantum gate business on the go here. Here we've got the typical air spam. I just think it's so volatile. You just need 2 or 3 strats to get through one time and that entire grid goes up. I don't know why, if you invest in this much in an air grid, you don't just put a couple of shields. You only need a couple in key points and it stops. Even if you lose that, it stops the chain reaction going through. You don't need to cover the whole thing. You just need enough to stop the chain reaction. I don't know why more people don't do that. And it looks like Team 2 are about to get kicked out of the southern field. Oh no. Oh, that donut is a waste. Let's have a quick look up top. And yeah, proper wheel in action here. Let's have a look there. Nothing of any significance. Yeah, you've got the T3 mechs. White's going to town on his air grid and air grid power. So best I can tell, there's no nuclear devices yet, but I'm sure it could come through the T3 Navy, a nuclear sub. which I don't see yet, but yeah, look at this. They've had it, and like scavengers, in come the engineers after, trying to get everything that they can. Who can blame them, right? I'm sure same's going to go on up top in reverse. I love this, parking your Air Force over your own Navy where they've got air. Not only does it add that little bit of defense against torpedoes, but it's a huge advantage to fight over your own Navy. And if the other guy just gets distracted or misclicks slightly or forgets about his planes for a few seconds or has an incorrect rally point, you know, there's like 10 different reasons why that's a good thing to do. Just got to be sure that when your guy pulls out, you pull your planes out and you don't forget about them. And Feed and Seed has been taken out by Chief Jag. Why didn't he make a run for it? I don't know. I guess he'd just had enough. I think he'd realised, yeah, this is my base, and if I lose this, I'm dead. So at this point, I'm going to favour the Southside team, simply because they have still got their best player who's managed to stay in the game for half an hour nearly. Meanwhile, down here, as we predicted, this entire area is going to be difficult to hold on. Now, this is cruel right here. Team 2 need to deal with this factory spam, because these can just start spamming artillery, and that's already what they're doing. This is going to keep them busy. They need some way to deal with this. And again, it's not just a case of building bombers, because this Navy is going to shoot them down. They've got to think of something, whether it's static artillery or whether they... you know, they've got to be clever because they're getting bombarded. I would even consider building a TML launcher just to manually pick off these factories. Anything. This is a problem. Are they even aware of it? Let's have a look. Yeah, they've just gone the ping down now. They're aware that something's happening. Meanwhile, up top, yeah, they're starting to pick off what they can. Turbo 2. Yeah, that was pretty good. They were able to kill one cruiser, maybe two, knock a couple down almost entirely. And now this is huge. This is huge. Odin basically loses his Air Force here because he fought over a bunch of cruisers, and he hasn't got enough now. So I would suggest for Team 2, they've got to now capitalize on this air situation, because down here is not going to get any better for Team 2. Odin basically lost air there by trying to help his team regain a lost cause with Navy. All these torpedo bombers, every one of these is at least the cost of one ASF, right? And yeah, I'm not sure you're going to win this fight. If 4 destroyers and a couple of cruisers can do that, just think when he gets his battleships down here. This is going to be a hard hold for Odin right now. Same problem up here, but in reverse. I like this. The army there. For Genstad. Genstad playing really good for an 1100 rating. This is a decent counter to this, but you've got a lot that you need to put some point defense or something. If you don't want to go point defense, you've got to keep your army here, and yeah, keep them moving, but yeah. Turbo chip leader in mass big time on 660. The Chief Jaguar on half that. Turbo requesting to make SAMs. Yeah, he realizes air's lost for his team. Here comes a Beetle for a Chief Jaguar. This could be huge because his team's got air. He hands over all ASF to achieve Jag so that Jag can better control the air with his bug. He knows what he's doing. This is huge. Everything hangs off this right now. Let's just check nothing else going on. Just some minor land stuff. Yeah, so yeah, picking off the air grid, huge power. Taking that down. I won't bother wasting time dealing with stuff like this. You need to take this air grid out. The more time you're giving him, the more time he gets to prepare defenses. Do you want to take out the air grid or not? I'm not sure if this is a mistake right now. You're basically giving him more time to build these SAMs, and that's exactly what he's doing. I think he could still take that air grid if he went now, but this time's getting thin. Okay, so he's just opting for general destruction. We will see. Of course, it's easy for seeing global that was a mistake. We shall see. I don't know now if this is just eco sync for Turbo. They're wised up to his game. They've got very cheap counters. Yeah, it doesn't cost to produce Tech 1 units, but when you've got like 80 factories producing T1 units, it adds up. This spider build was big. They've got some kind of ping. They're aware of something. I love the way Blast Shield has fanned out his navy over here. He's got it under shield. He's basically keeping the pressure on the entire northwest seaboard there. Meanwhile, achieved Jaguar still got air dominance. Looks like Foden took a pop. Soul Ripper here with 159 kills. T4 vet, that's big. And he's going to carry on going to town. And it looks like he just got T5. Yeah, that's now fully vetted up. Maybe it was the right move not to throw this away if he can pick his entire team off with it. Okay, definite advantage to the south now. I'm not sure this spam. I'm surprised they weren't able to make more of their naval. Like, if they moved these T3 ships here, couldn't they reach? Couldn't they get some cruisers in here? Like, there's some damage. Is that just a solitary? I just feel that they tried so hard to win this and they got it. Okay, there we go. These two make the difference. Strat bombers is huge. Looks like they're going to lose one of their players. They don't see him. They don't see him. Oh my goodness, they didn't see him. Oh, and then they see him as they're walking away. They get one of the Monkey Lords. And it looks like they're about to get the other. What's Soul Ripper doing? It looks like Achieved forgot about it. That's a shame. That's a shame, because this Soul Ripper, I think, could have done something. Don't off map. Alright, so the name calling starts, but I think he lost it when he went off map. So yeah, in all that excitement, it's now 3-all. South team lose their weakest player, but nevertheless, he played strong. I like this. Achieved Jaguar using his strats to effect. I'm not sure South team's getting in. And they've left two nice wrecks there. A brick here. They need to take that out. That brick's... yeah, okay. There we go. Meanwhile, up here... Wow, they've managed to save this bit. I'm wondering if only the guy here that, in my opinion, let himself die because he knew his base was finished would have realised that actually his team was somehow going to hold on to it. If he would have quit knowing that, I don't know. And it looks like I was wrong. Turbo managing to break through. I'm sure he's got his rally point for all these factories, and he has indeed. set over here. Yeah, you need more, yeah, you need more of these bricks in. Because these bricks are basically the only thing that's stopping this complete takeover. Emergency T2 PD going up. More units coming in. That's nice. And in a flip of reversals, Odin's back to air dom, it would seem. He's got air domination right over the south side. So it really has been a to and fro on more than one front here. And if I had to take a bet now, I would say that the south side is once again up the creek. Have they got a paddle? Yes. The saving grace is this. They definitely need some SAMs now. Oh, finally, the battleships are coming in, doing some sort of damage. Where are these huge shots coming from? Oh, it's the megalith wandering in to achieve Jaguar's base. Turbo playing a blinder here. Turbo, man of the match easily with this spam. The two Monkey Lords take the guy down here. The megalith that's creeped up into achieve Jaguar's base. This is a day late and $1 short. Odin's got complete air dom at this point. He can just afford to chuck him away over top of Wesh's base. They do manage to plug the gap in the bottom side of the map, but I think it's too late. Support. Oh no. Insult to injury. Is that a defensive nuke or an attack? It's a defensive nuke. Blast Shield is nuking into his own team's base. Is he going to pull it off? It's going to be close. Basically, Mega gets away unharmed. Just managed to pick off about 40 or so T1s, which is more or less worthless. Oh, we've got a nuke ready here. I wonder where that's going. This shield is huge. That was important. Can they keep the spam? Wow. They can. Where's this nuke going? Oh, he's nuking himself. Oh, he's given up. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. That's sad. Wow. Okay. I'm going to say they're up the creek without a paddle at this point. When their own guy thing. Do you know what? I got to say, it's a bit of a turnaround to me. I thought when the equal teams, they were able to take the stronger guy out and he picked this guy off. What was about half a game ago now. He managed to continuously put pressure on this entire seaboard. Yes, there was the revolution down here, but they only got the weakest guy, and it was a good 10 minutes afterwards. Turbo Man with your spam. Odin, I don't know how he managed to wrestle Air Supreme back. Was it a mistake with this Soul Ripper? He certainly seems to forget about the Soul Ripper. It did get 5-star vet, but I'm not sure then what happened to it. There was certainly a couple of mistakes made. But at this point, I think it's just an official mopping up duty as the T1 comes and basically destroys what's left of Achieved Jaguar's eco. Imagine we have Sarah. Yeah. Blast Shield's Navy playing defense at this point. But it's all just an officialness at this point. This going in for an attack. Gotta give it though. These guys aren't giving up. They're giving it their all. Max respect to Achieve and Blast Shield for that. A bunch of T2. Is that Janus? It is. Oh, look at that split. Beautiful. How did the shields not collapse? Unbelievable. Well, it collapsed long enough to give the Mega here a free shot. Come on. Wow. I think they're going to get the Mega, you know. Prioritize. Oh, in come a bunch of straps. It's all over. Mega goes down. There's basically no air defense at this point. These bombers have got free reign. It's 1945 Germany all over again. And that looks like the end of that. Kaboom. That was a decent game. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed casting it. It was something different for me. Not done that before. Until next time, take care. Enjoy it. And I say until next time. Not sure I'm going to keep doing this, but wow, yeah, just a formality now. There's nothing he can do. This is a pretty solid defense, but there's no air defense. The other team's got air. And boom, Blast Shield calls it. Until next time, bye bye.